It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, the Conjugal Visit here on KGFRocks.com and through Spreaker. It's a free ride here with my good friend Guido. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah,
because I was fucking talking to you when the song was playing and you were ignoring me.
Oh, no, I can't hear you because when I patch it through the broadcaster, okay, the box, I have that turned down while the introduction music comes on. I can't hear you, you can't hear me. But then I turn the volume up, and then we can hear each other. And so now, hopefully, everybody else can hear us, too.
You know what would be really cool to do then?
What's that?
Is to say, dude, hold on. I'm going to flip over.
I did. I said that. I said, hold on. I'll be right back.
I don't believe so. But anyway.
You didn't hear me. I guess it cut off too soon. We have a delay. Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
We have a delay.
If we're streaming, I can hear us.
Yeah. So what's going on with Guido?
Guido is on the second day of his 3-day weekend. And
nice.
Had some Japanese hibachi today, where they cook at the table and flip the spatula and do all that.
Yeah.
Sake.
Oh, sake it to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking expensive, though. I mean...
Yeah, every shot of fucking white rice wine, which is sake, is like $8 a shot, man. Fucking expensive. Yeah. I went down to this Japanese place thinking, okay, I'll have dinner, right? Me and the old lady go down there, and they cook it up, and they fucking do the chop thing, and they throw shit at you and pick up shrimp and toss it across the fucking room and shit. And so half the food ended up on the floor. I don't know. And got my bill. It was like $40.
I know. I got the lobster and steak, and that was $27 just for that.
Yeah, they're not playing.
No, you don't get like a fucking huge piece of lobster. You get a little lobster tail and the steak with your vegetables and your rice, but you're paying for the show too. I would have.
Yeah. Oh, no question about it. Yeah, you're paying for the show. You got to pay him,
right?
And especially if he's good. I mean, there's a couple out there that aren't very good, but
right.
I'm sure there's quite a few out there that know what the fuck they're doing. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, these guys. Some of them. And this one that we had, is from Japan, wherever, but I don't know where he's from, but he's not from America. I can tell you that much. And he he dressed up like a cowboy, and he had his knives like in holsters on the side of his belt, and he was just cutting and doing things. I'm like, God damn, if I tried to do that, every one of my fingers would be cut, nicked, or off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Knuckle busting, the whole 9 yards, scraping the tip of your finger off and shit, and bleeding all over the food and shit. You can't have that. No, you can't have that. It sounds like something Chris Farley would do. You don't want Chris. It's like Chris Farley doing it. You don't want him doing it. You definitely don't want me doing that kind of stuff.
Unless you're making pizza, because then nobody will know. And it's a sauce.
It's in a sauce, and you can't mess with the fucking sauce, right?
It's a good for you.
Do they have to keep the sharp tools away from you when you're making the pizzas, man?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, my first job was at a pizzeria when I was 16, and I got to work on the Super Bowl Sunday where the Buffalo Bills lost their first Super Bowl. Almost won it. We lost it by like a point.
Right.
Not like we did lose it by a point. And you couldn't hear a pin drop outside when we missed that field goal.
Oh, no.
I mean, for like 5 minutes, the whole city of Buffalo, because I was standing outside, was just silent. And then it was business as usual. But, it's strange how people see, sports events are like some people's whole life, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the Rams winning the Super Bowl or losing the Super Bowl is like their life and death, you know?
Exactly, and it's the same thing in England and in Europe when they do the soccer thing. I mean, you know, when it goes down and they run out of time in a game, and people think that and people think they should have added more time to the game because they do that in soccer, and they didn't, and they said, "Oh, what the fuck," and they lost, right? So, I mean, they're the same way over there. For the longest time, I didn't think they did things the same, but they do, man.
God.
They shut down whole cities for the cup. They shut down the whole
soccer
fucking,
is
it's huge. Even in the cities where the team is not from. I mean, you know, people in London and shit are all about this, and even though it's the Czechoslovakian team and the Polish team playing in the championship, it's like, you know, everything shuts down. Everything shuts down.
Well, I'll tell you this much. World Cup soccer is the biggest sporting event in every country except for America.
Right.
Because Brazil, you know, the South American countries are all into soccer or football. You know, the Europeans are all into football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. Which, except for the United States, it's like one of those second-class sports. It doesn't stand up to the NFL, the NHL, NBA, or the Major League. Soccer here is big in grammar school and middle school and high school and even college. But if you want to make a lot of money at soccer, you have to go to another country if you're good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you have to be good to get on those teams. Now, the USA has come a long way. I mean, I remember there was a time when we couldn't finish 50th.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
world. You know, we couldn't. And now we're going to championships. We're going to the final 5 or the final 6, rather, or the final 8. We're getting into the top tier. And women's soccer, didn't they win the cup last year or something? Or something like that. They won the cup, the women's soccer team. So, no, the MSL is really huge. And I it's surviving so far. We may get a franchise here in St. Louis if they build a stadium. So if they build the stadium, they didn't want to build a football stadium, but they'll build a soccer stadium. The fucking city's upside down. I can't wait to get rid of this son of a bitch that's in there now. I mean, he's a real horse of patoot. That's just my opinion.
Who's that?
Mayor Shamel of the city of St. Louis. He's a real douchebag.
I lost you for a minute. You were like ranting on there, and then I couldn't hear you. You sounded like a pornographic alien or something. It was like to me.
Oh no, well, it must have been Skype. Yeah, it's kind of hairy since they found those 7 new planets. The internet's all over. I can hear the guys on one of those other planets by that dwarf sun that they found. I can hear them now listening in to KGFRocks.com saying this guy.
This is what I want to know. Okay, just answer this. They just found 7 new planets. Did they just invent a new telescope that just fucking went farther or something? Why after thousands of years now? Oh my God, there's 7 new planets. Where the fuck did those come from?
No, they're not in our solar system. That's the
How
thing.
did they get to another solar system is what I want to know. How come they didn't get to the other solar system 5 years ago?
Because the telescopes they had weren't as powerful. And they're not eyeballing the planet exactly. They don't know what the planets look like. They measure the light. Okay, they focus in on the sun.
Do you know why they don't?
Because they can't. They can't see that far.
Because
they can only see the sun because the sun is so bright.
Up.
No, they're not making shit up. When the planet passes in front of the sun, it lets off. It lets off the. They can measure with the light that comes off of the planet, the size of the planet, and the direction of the planet, and the location of the planet that way, and that's how they figure it out.
Yeah, I don't believe none of that shit, Bill Nye. I don't believe in none of it.
They don't believe in none of it.
No, I don't, because I want physical fact. I don't want that there was a echo ray sent off and bounced off the fucking
what is to gain
planet.
by faking it? What's to gain by faking it? That's my question. What do you get out of it by faking it?
Okay, well, here's my whole theory on everything in space and everything. I'm not saying that it's fake or it isn't fake, but there's not enough proof of everything that it's real, okay? Like, say they went to the moon, okay? They never got back there again. Right.
Well,
but
why
would
bother?
they?
I mean, there's nothing there.
Okay, why would they fake the moon landing? Because they wanted to beat Russia. That was the reason. Okay, now they did that, But now, maybe years later, the people find out that was a lie. They can't admit that they fucking lied, so they got to keep the lie going.
Well, yeah, but that makes sense. That makes sense in a
theoretical
looking
way.
back. Yeah, while you're looking back. But at the same time, Guido, you got to think that it doesn't make sense to fake it. It really
doesn't make sense to a lot of the government. When free ride, when is the last time the government made sense to you?
Oh, when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Iwo Jima.
Oh,
that made sense.
All right.
That made sense. That saved lives. So
now, besides
we're
that,
talking 1945. Let's see. No, they don't do a lot to make sense. Now, I'll go with the idea that we're all breathing a lot better now, and the water's not as horrible as it has been in the past, because there's been radiation and all that kind of shit. But they don't
but your water has the worst fucking toxin, worse than radiation.
Oh yeah, they're killing us
fluoride.
They're killing us softly with their chemicals.
Yeah,
they're killing us softly. Too much is not good. Too much.
Do you ever read the tube of toothpaste and it says, "Do not swallow, may be harmful"? Okay, right. But why do you put it in my drinking water then?
Well, they put it in the drinking water for the kiddies. And the fluoride also, what it does is it also helps to coat the pipes, and so it doesn't. They don't. There's another couple of other chemicals that are in that to keep the pipes from corroding.
No, it's like a Jedi mind control. Their mind altering substance. I won't drink.
No, your local pot dealer does that. Your local pot dealer keeps you coming back for more. I mean, you just, as far as the 7 planets are concerned, they named them after the 7 dwarfs. Okay? These are pretty big because they're in what they call, and I'll explain, the sweet spot. Okay? We are in the sweet spot of our sun. If we were 500,000 miles closer to the sun, we wouldn't exist. If we were half a million miles away from the sun, we would not exist. We're in the
sun
sweet spot.
No, the sun is not 93 million miles away. I'm telling you that right now. That's
That's
propaganda.
why I said it could be 5 feet closer to the sun, and we wouldn't be able to exist. We are in what's called the sweet spot.
I don't think the sun is as destructive and big and as on fire and hot as they think it is. If you look at pictures of the sun on...
Dude, where'd you go? You shut off your mic. You shut off your mic.
The sun can't be localized. What's that?
You shut off your mic. I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I lost you there for a minute. I lost you for a minute.
It's just stupid Skype, ladies and gentlemen. Skype is retarded. But listen, I don't want to go. The whole reason we're talking about these segues of these conspiracy type things is Free Ride's not saying he believes for or at it or not, and I'm not saying it too. But there's a new show going to be coming to the station soon, and it's all about conspiracies. And what it's going to be is people will debate it live on air. We'll have a subject like the moon landing, and we'll have people that think that it happened and people that think that it didn't happen, and why each of them think that. So I think it's going to be a really cool concept.
I think so too. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
And it's live, so you're going to get some crazy fuckers on the show.
You get some heated conversation, that's for sure. Yeah, that is definitely for sure. We get some heated conversation. Now, what about this? This is not really political. This is what I call, I don't know, tooth and dagger, or one of those cloak and dagger kind of a thing. Kim Jong Nam was murdered. Okay, using VX fucking chemicals, dude. Now, how fucking nuts is this? How fucking nuts is this, man? His brother, who is Kim Jong-il in North Korea, he's the dictator in North Korea. He kills his brother Not with a knife, not with a fucking gun, not with a poisoning in his food, but with VX gas and chemicals.
What is?
And I'm going, my
well,
fucking God.
He's a fucking dictator, dude. He's a ruthless tyrant.
He has got balls of steel. He killed this motherfucker who has been under the protection of the Chinese since he was a teenager. And they've been trying to protect him. And he goes to Malaysia, and these two bitches walk up, and they rub his face. And what they decided happened was you can break the chemicals down. So that if you take one chemical out, it doesn't work.
Right.
So each of them have these two chemicals on their hands, and they both rub him on the face and shit and laugh at him and shit, right? And then they walk away, and then it goes into act. Now, if he had gone to wash his face immediately, he might have got sick, but he may not have died. But instead, he ran to security. 15 minutes later, he was fucking dead. I can't believe it. I'm losing you on Skype again, aren't I? Are you with me or are you against me? I can't hear you. No. Well,
I'm with you, but
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
I'm hearing you like a robot again, and it's very hurtful to my ears. And if it happens again, what I think I should do is we should play a song, and I should hang up and call me back because I think we're having a delay issue. So
we may be.
Let's just continue for a little bit more. Now, you were saying about continue what you're saying.
Well, they took this VX agent and they rubbed it on his face, and it killed him. 15 minutes later, he was fucking dead. This guy, this North Korean dude, he's pretty ballsy. And especially to do it in a foreign country. See, I'm losing you again. Yeah, this has got to stop. I'm going to have to put a song in. Let me put a song in, Guido, and I'm going to call you back. All right, yeah, we're going to do that. Why don't I do Sault real quick?
Oh, he's ruthless, dude.
Yeah, he is ruthless. Yeah, your shit's all broken up, man. I'm going to do Guilt by Sault. I'm going to throw that in, and then we'll be back.
Do that.
Sure. It's about 3 minutes long. It's a really kick-ass song. I really liked it when I listened to it. I think you're going to dig it, too. Really a great song. And then we'll come back, and then we'll go find the boys from Sault and have a good conversation. We'll be right back. This is KGFRocks.com and The Conjugal Visit.
A darkened soul that's so hollow, void of any feelings, consuming the wicked ones, wielding tools of death on wings of pain to punish you and all the deceivers. There's no reprieve until you're purified. Catching the wind that's coming.
We're back, I think. Yeah, good song, man. Good song. I'm going to try and get my buddy Guido back here. I don't know what's going on with the Skype. The Skype is always acting really fucking funny. I mean, they think it's really funny, but it's not. It really is not funny because it really pisses me off. And so it won't hang up for me. And I've been trying to get him back. And I'm talking to him now. It's always a good show. It won't hang up. So I'm trying to call you, man. It won't hang up. It will not hang up. I don't know what the deal is with it. It just will not hang up for me. So let's do one more song, because if it's not working for me on this end, it's definitely not going to work for me there. So why don't we just do it this way? No, let's not. It won't let me hang up on this guy. Motherfucker. So I don't know what the deal is. I really don't know. I don't know. So I tell you what, I'm going to play another tune and I'm going to come right back. Let's do Save Myself. It's one of those things, man. It has to be, let's just play Save Myself and I'll be right back. KGFRocks.com.
Darkness leaves my garden.
Yeah, Save Myself. KGFrocks.com. Hey, Guido.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, this is the public service announcement here. When you listen to terrestrial radio, like your local radio dial, those are just regular, normal people. When you listen to here, KGFrocks.com, this is stoner radio. So sometimes buttons get accidentally pushed and things happen.
Yeah,
but we're back.
I hung up on him, and then it wouldn't hang up. So then I couldn't replace the call. It wouldn't let me back in. So I had to reboot Skype while I was gone, while y'all were listening to Save Myself. And, hey, it's just nuts. It's just fucking nuts. So we're going to play all 4 of the Sault songs tonight.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. We were only going to do 2, but we're gonna do all 4 tonight. You just heard this is a really a kick-ass band. It was put together by a couple of guys from Camelot and from that name of that band always slips my mind, dude.
I know.
It always slips my mind. The name of the band. The name of the band that he's from is Riggs is from Arcanium. Okay, and it's a wonder I can do that. You know, I can say that at all. Arcanium. So these bands are putting together and coming through with Sean Tibbetts and Riggs and Curtis J and all them guys from that band. Now, Sean and Curtis had an interview on another station, and we're doing the interview with the drummer and the guitar player tonight.
Cool.
So
awesome.
That's very cool. They're sharing with us, man. And we want to definitely reach out and thank Donna for getting us these guys tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. I think it's going to be a good interview. Okay, so you want to stay tuned for that. Don't miss that. Do not miss that. Yeah, let's rock. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call these guys. Hopefully they're ready for us because I haven't heard anything from them on Facebook. So we're going to give you guys a call out there. If you're listening to the show right now, all right, we're going to be calling here in about 2 minutes.
2 minutes, as soon as he figures the button out.
Yeah, as soon as I can figure out which button to press.
We got the studio's like the Star Trek studio. We didn't have a big budget, so we put cardboard up and just like Christmas tree lights by switches.
Tree lights, yeah.
You know,
so it was pegboard, man. It was
pegboard. Yeah.
It's all pegboard.
And we didn't even buy it. We got it. You know, we
stole it. We stole
garbage
it.
or something.
Yeah, we got it from behind the store. It was all laying out there with these displays, and I grabbed it up. These will be good.
Oh yeah, they're from the porn store. Remember?
Yeah, from the porn store.
We didn't even need the peep show thing. We didn't even need glue, dude. Remember?
No,
it was already had pre-moist stuck.
Yeah, it was stuck right to the wall.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm looking at it right now, and the lights are flashing. People are, it's a good thing we didn't lose broadcast though, Guido. We didn't lose broadcast, and so that's a good thing.
Well, we are a quality pride. You know what the cool part about this is we all start this out as music lovers, and we're learning as we go too. And I have had experience in terrestrial radio, but I didn't do the engineering part. I sat behind a microphone and said, "This is what's coming on," because it was all pre-done for me, and I knew what was coming up and doing whatever,
Right.
And so when you run something by yourself and you didn't have a clue, I think we do pretty damn good.
Damn good job. 50 shows. 50 shows.
51. This is 51.
This is 51. So, that's. I'd like to see us hit 100 by the end of the year. I think we could do that.
Sure.
I don't know. We might be able to squeeze in 100. So
if you don't go and get your little colds and say, "Oh, I gotta take a week off,"
I got a boo boo. No vacations. Yeah. I had my vacation beginning of the year. No vacations. So that'll be nice. I think I'm going to go to the Bahamas on your happy ass.
Yeah, Cabo, San Lucas. So I heard you did a show today.
Yes, I did a show today. It was
I listened to a few songs, and I think I turned it on. You were playing something by the Hollies. I can't remember the song, but it was cool. I was jamming, and it shows you that the diverse musical vast things we have, man.
Definitely. We play the full spectrum of rock.
Yeah.
From the beginning to today. And that's the way it is, man, and that's the way it should be. Don't forget the older songs; they're all great.
Right.
1960.
But you know what my favorite part about running the radio station with you is?
What's that?
Is when we argue over what is rock and what is not.
I agree.
And then we either convince the other person or just say it's not about us anyways. You know, and it's not. And that's the cool part. And we had, for a few years, we had that request line. It's not working right now as it is anymore. But we had the request thing where people could request songs, and if we didn't have it, we would get it, you know.
Right.
And we just built it off of what people like. It's the only place you can go to where you can hear the stuff you're hearing tonight, some metal, and then the next song might be, you know, like Frank Zappa or Bruce Springsteen, which you wouldn't think would mix well. But in the end, it's all the same thing. It's all guitars, drums, bass, singing, you know, and it's all rock and roll. It's not pre-recorded crap with drum beats and you know, it's real people playing real music.
Yeah. And it's the shit. I mean, I was listening today while I was playing my World of Warships game, and I was listening to KGF Rocks, and it just rocked all afternoon long. Even after I went off the air, it just kept on going, and it's kind of nice to be able to go to the station and not have to worry about, you know, you're listening to music. It's all automatic now. So,
well, usually it does rock more when you go off the air.
Oh, shut up! It doesn't. It's no different. It ain't no different. So yeah.
Free Ride Show is brought to you by Northwood Retirement Home.
Yeah, Northwood Retirement Home. Yeah. Did they forget something?
Yeah. It's you know, it's how it is. But you know, no, that's cool though, because then we got like all different spectrums. Like I don't DJ anymore, so I should shut up. But when I did, I was always playing like the more. I want to say the pop rockier side of you know, rock and roll more than anything, and then with the hits, I was playing the straight hits, you know.
Right.
I was playing the Led Zeppelins, and I was playing the Black Sabbath and the Bob Seger and all that, and then you know, then somebody else like would play the classic oldies, and then Zookeeper comes in and plays you know, progressive type rock, and then fucking metal show with Rob, man. Rob plays everything, Biohazard and Metal Church, and you know, Rob plays all kinds of metal. And then you got Wild Bill, who knows what he's doing next.
Yeah, he's always got these theme shows.
You know.
Diamonds playing kick-ass rock during the day. Yeah. So we've got a huge spectrum of music that we play. And next week's show that I'm doing is going to be 1968.
That's cool.
And I only play one or two of the hit songs that made it to the radio because I think they were really good and they were worthy to be on the radio. But I also play a lot of the B-sides and the backtracks and the stuff that you didn't hear on the radio back then. Say, wow, I never heard that before. And I got two of those today. I have never heard that by them before. And so it was a first for everyone. So listen again for the first time here at kgfrocks.com. Okay, we're going to bring these guys in. Hopefully the calls go well. We're going to bring Riggs and Casey in, and they should be with us here shortly. We are going to take care of business right now. I'm going to go ahead and put on. Now, let's see, what did we play? I played Save Myself and Guilt, right? So now we're going to play A Peaceful Moment by Sault. That in there and drop that in, dink, just like that. So I've got 3 minutes and 42 seconds to get this shit done, Guido. Think I can do it?
God bless you, my friend.
God bless you. God willing, and the wind don't blow. By golly.
Hey,
right.
We got to the moon, so you can fucking dial a phone.
Okay, I think I can dial a phone. And I even saw him do it, man. I even saw him land on the moon.
Yeah, I wasn't born.
Small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, kind of thing.
I wasn't born until Nixon got impeached or quit.
I even remember where I was when Kennedy got killed. So
I was in my father's still.
Yeah, the best part of you rolled down his leg. We'll be right back. KGF Rocks. All right, KGFRocks.com and the conjugal visit here on KGFRocks.com. glad you all could join us this evening. We got very special guests with us tonight. The guys from Sault were gracious enough to come into our show tonight. And we're talking with Riggs, and we're also talking with the drummer, man. I got to tell you, man, those last two fucking songs, man, just fucking brought it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Actually, you're the first band that we fucking played 3 of the songs. Actually, we're going to play 4 of your songs tonight. Normally, we only do 2. We only have time for 2. But with the technical difficulties, that helped out a lot. So we get to play all 4 of those tunes. And just to let you know up front, after tonight's show, all 4 of those songs will go into rotation on kgfrocks.com.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So killer.
Yeah, killer. Excellent.
And we also released them to our DJ pool, so they'll play them. We got a metal show on Monday nights. I'm sure he'll play them in a lot, and so it's really cool. And like I listen to I don't ever listen to a band that's coming on before they come on, because I want to be surprised. I don't want to like think about it, and so I listened to it tonight as it was playing for the first time, and I got to say it's fucking awesome. I mean, it really grips you, and it's got nice punch to it, and I'm going to play it personally in my collection, definitely.
Oh, that's killer, dude. I appreciate that.
No problem. So now, how do you guys? I know you guys come from different bands, right? Or how did you guys kind of like meet up?
Well, go ahead, Riggs. I want to hear how this comes out.
Well, okay. It's an interesting story. Okay, my band Arcadium went on a tour with OTEP and One Eyed Doll, and I became really good friends with Kimberly and Jason of One Eyed Doll.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good friends of mine. Awesome band out of Austin, Texas, and Kimberly is a mutual friend with Sean Tibbetts, the bass player, and he had mentioned to her that he was looking for a singer for a side project that he was putting together, and she recommended me because she saw me every night for a month and a half singing, and he got a hold of me, and he sent me some music, and I put my voice on it, and he dug it. So
yeah, good.
How was that?
That's it. That's his side of the story.
That's my side. And then okay. I'll,
Now what about
go ahead, Kate.
who met in a tattoo parlor? Who was in a tattoo parlor? Was there something about how you guys were talking at a tattoo parlor and something?
That was Sean.
That was
Sean. That's how. Yeah, Sean had mentioned to a guy that was tattooing him that he was looking for a guitar player, and the guy tattooing him apparently pointed across the room at Curtis J, and that's how he found Curtis J.
Oh, how cool is that? Just hey, there it is.
And
perfect fit.
And the funny thing is I've really only met Riggs once at a Denver show with Camelot. I played drums for Camelot. Yeah, so we've really kind of, and I think I met Curtis before too. But it's one of those things. It's like you kind of do records now without even really knowing everybody in the band. And I mean, half the time I'll do records with Camelot and not even see the other guys in the band, until a year later, and we're on tour, and that's it. It's like one of those things. That's how everybody does it. I've got my own studio. I do my drums, and that's pretty much it. It's a phone in type thing. So a lot of times you don't even meet these guys. I've been doing a lot of records all the years, and half the people I don't even know, never met them. But we did meet up once in Denver. Yeah. So, and the next time we'll meet up, we'll be probably playing a gig somewhere. So that'd be cooler.
Sure. So I wanted to ask you: does that make it harder or easier if the band does well and decides to do a tour for their album? Does that make it harder or does that make it easier?
Recording in your own.
I mean,
recording outside of their
makes it great. It makes it great if we get the chance to start touring around. But I don't know if it makes it harder. I mean, you don't. It's almost like you meet up with the guys and everybody's excited about it because you've already done this record, and it's amazing and
Right.
you had fun doing that, and it's like you start learning each other. It's like a new relationship. New friends, and Sean and I have already been through. We've been through so much together, so it's and I trust his judgment and character. He knows good people. When he meets them, and Riggs and I've talked quite a bit on the phone, so. It's like one of those. I know I love the guy already. He's like a brother to me, So even without meeting him more than once, So I think it's going to be a blast. I know we're going to tour together soon, so it's going to be a blast.
It's not a thought. It's it's going to, because the 4 songs that we have out so far are just kick-ass songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about all that too is how you guys say, with the modern technology, where you don't even need to be in the same room. Me and my co-host here have been doing this for 5 years and have never met each other.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
you're joking, right?
No, we've never actually met in person.
He lives in St. Louis. I live in Buffalo, New York.
The internet is fucking nuts, dude. Man, the internet is not. I've made more friends on the internet than I do in my terrestrial life. I've got more friends on the fucking and so and I think it goes to our ability to connect in a different way. So I guess that is good. I mean, I guess if me and Guido met and we did a show together, it would be just like we were on the internet. We'd have to go on stage with headphones on, though.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
We probably hate each other. See, right now, we can, if someone says something stupid, you can make a face and they won't know. I give him the finger, he don't fucking know, But if you're in the studio together, fists might fly,
Yeah.
But who goes to say, I think recording in your own environment can make it much more relaxed. Do it at your own pace. Nothing sounds forced. And let's face it, the record industry is not like it used to be. It's not putting the money up for you to go in a studio to record.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen. It just.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing with Sault. We actually kind of, it's Sean's baby, so he pretty much put everything, all his time into it, and put the people in there, and so it's the budget was pretty much we all kind of put our own deal in, and had some help by some other friends too. So there's good record. There's record people looking at it now. So with everybody's, it's been great. Everybody's loving the stuff. It's been playing a lot. So I think it's going to go a long ways, and it's going to do great,
Right. Hey, Riggs, let me ask you, man. Pronounce the name of the band. It's Arcanium, right? Correct? Is that the band you're
Arcanium.
Arcanium? Yeah.
Correct.
On that end of it, are you guys doing anything new on that, or are you just focused on what you're doing here with Sault?
Well, Arcanium kind of started doing less and less because our drummer fell ill.
Okay.
He got a lung fungus, and then my lead singer started a family, and he a couple new kids. And so we kind of backed off on the Arcanium thing, and that left me open to do stage managing for One Eyed Doll, and opened up the opportunity to do the Sault thing.
Right. Okay. And I understand that. Let's see. You just got Casey. You just got a new drum kit or a new drum head. Who's sponsoring you right now?
Oh well, drum wise, I do Pearl. I'm like Pearl, Zildjian, Vic Firth, but I actually own my own company. I own a company that does drum heads,
Awesome.
the logo heads that you see on the front of bass drums. And in fact, I was watching the Oscars tonight, and I have one of my artists. I do a lot of different artists, so a lot of different pop artists play my stuff or use my artwork. So I had Justin Timberlake actually was on the Oscars tonight. His drummer has one of my drum heads, so we did a couple different. Yeah, so I've been on the Oscars a few times. Well, I mean personally, but my artwork's been on the Oscars a few times. Probably the last 3 or 4 years. With a bunch of different, Madonna has been on there. Just a bunch of different artists. So I do pretty cool rock bands too. Like I do Testament. I'm doing new heads for them right now.
Awesome.
Gene Hogan's a monster. Love that guy. And then Kiss. I do the Kiss drum heads, the ones that light up, all the LED stuff. So it's actually a company that's kind of taken off and gone crazy.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's a lot. I mean, I would have 5 years ago, you could have said, "Yeah, you're going to be making drum heads for Kiss," and I would have been like, "Yeah, right." And I've gotten to know all those guys, and they're really good people, and everybody I deal with is really good people. So
Eric Singer's one of my favorite drummers ever.
He's a great guy. He's one of my favorite people. He's really good people. And, I mean, talk about stand-up people. I mean, I have a really good friend who played drums for Prince for a lot of years, and he's actually not doing well. He had brain cancer, or he has brain tumors, and he had some issues, and they actually sold a drum kit, auction off a drum kit, and it was like everything went crazy on it, and everybody donated all this money, and they donated to John, so it was a really good
that's
thing.
Pretty cool.
So they're
awesome.
Good people. Yeah, the Kiss guys are great people, stand-up people. So, but that's the only job I've ever had in my life is making drum heads.
That's not a bad job.
I was wondering when Kiss was going to get brought up in this conversation.
Here,
sorry.
we got a running thing going. It's the 51 show, and I'm a huge Kiss fan. And I told him in the beginning of this first show that every week somebody's influences will be Kiss. I guarantee it. And he's like, no. And only maybe 4 times out of 51 shows have somebody not said they like them.
Let me ask you something, Riggs. What is your influence, man? Who do you get where does it come from, man? What makes your heart tick, man?
That's very funny. Kiss was one of my original influences.
There you go.
That was honestly all I listened to until Motley Crue came out.
Oh wow, that's
and
me
then
too.
and then it kind of opened me up to an entire world of things, And then I was influenced by Motley Crue, and then thrash music came out, and I was influenced heavily by Metallica and Testament, Anthrax. And then grunge came out, and I loved that. Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden,
Nirvana.
all of that stuff, and Nirvana, yes, them too. Most of the big ones, and I'm just completely. I like all kinds of music. I'm influenced by all kinds of stuff.
It's awesome. Now, those bands that you mentioned, even like in the earlier days of grunge, like the Alice in Chains and all them, they were once like almost glam bands at a point that transitioned into that grunge. They were all in hair metal bands back in the day. Nobody realizes that,
Yeah, just like Pearl Jam was Mother Love Bone, and they were pretty glam. They were pretty glammy at that.
Absolutely.
Point. Yeah.
And they still, they killed glam, but they just changed from glam to that, and it's, I'm one of those people that liked it too. I went right in with it, and it followed it, because some people, like from the 80s to the 90s, didn't listen to the 90s music. They didn't give it a chance, and
they're pretty bitter.
Yeah, pretty bitter, right. But I think it's great. But and I think some of these 80s bands are getting better. Like I just bought Anthrax's last album, and I think it's the best thing they ever did.
They're great.
And I think
that's a new album. That's great.
I think some of these metal bands are getting better as they get older. It's cool. It gives me as in my 40s a chance to be. I can be there one day. I do.
Okay,
I just saw Anthrax on 70,000 Tons. They were great. They killed it. It was awesome.
Joey Belladonna is just like amazing singer, and I think they did more for thrash, just as much as for thrash as Metallica and Megadeth did.
Give John Bush some shouts, though. I love him
John
too.
Bush. Oh, John Bush. Those 2 albums were great. I love them. They, especially the first one there. And then
Sound of White Noise.
That Sound of White Noise. And then I didn't know he was an Armored Saint. I went and started listening to them after hearing him in that. So my appreciation for John Bush is pretty good. But that whole band always was good. Now, your guys' music, what influences that? Is it any of the old school metal, new school, or are you just trying to do your own thing?
Go ahead, Riggs. I'm just a drummer.
With
I don't
me?
do anything else but play stuff.
I don't know. I'm just with my guitar playing, I'm more influenced by heavier stuff. But with singing, I had to kind of try to find my own voice. But I spent a lot of my time singing to like grunge stuff. I honestly sang in my car to grunge a lot. So that's probably where I got a lot of my singing chops from.
Well, that's
my influence.
That's actually pretty good because that music, the vocals in the 90s, grunge, were darker than they were in the 80s. Gone were the high, Michael Sweet Striper voices, those were gone, and rock was shit. I mean, the voices were much deeper, I think.
Yeah, I used to be able to I still can, I guess, but I would sing like Pearl Jam songs and I could just copy like Eddie Vedder's voice and all that.
Right.
But, after a while, you find your own voice. And
leave that to Scott Stapp. Let him do that.
That was my next thing. I just wanted to bring up to you, man, that the good thing about your voice is it's not familiar. Does that make sense to you? That your voice is not familiar. Because
it's fresh,
it's fresh. And I think when I listen to, especially when I listen to Guilty and this next song that we're going to do, when I listen to that, it's like, wow, man, I've never heard that voice before. And that's a cool thing because a lot of these bands, you go with Nickelback and you go with the guys from here and the guys.
It's not a band.
Well, yeah, I know, but they sound just like they want to sound like somebody else, and that's not what I'm into. What I want to hear is something new, something fresh.
Right. You know what I like about your voice, and I'll be honest with you. Now that you said that you like Eddie Vedder, okay, because this makes sense. Now, if you listen to Creed, Scott Stapp sounds like he's trying to be Eddie Vedder. You listen to Nickelback, they sound like they're trying to be Eddie Vedder. But your influence was him, and you didn't do that. So you took your influence and made it your own. Exactly. That's pretty fun, cool.
That's
my
cool.
opinion.
That's pretty cool, and that goes a long way.
I appreciate that.
That goes a long way for you. So let me ask you, Casey, what were your influences growing up?
Oh man, everybody. Zeppelin, John Bonham for me.
John Bonham, yeah.
Yeah, just crazy amounts of people. Guys that. Actually, everybody knows who he is now. Dean Castronova, which he played in a band called Wild Dogs back. Yeah. The Wild Dogs was like old school metal. Now he was playing in Journey and stuff, but he's a monster drummer. I mean, as far as drummers go, and musically though, I mean, like Tony McAlpine. I don't know if you guys know who this is.
Definitely
amazing guitar player, but he always had these amazing drummers too. So that was kind of a big thing for me in the metal type of world. I played all kinds of music, so I mean I could go in different realms too as well. But I'm, as far as metal, I mean always, like Priest and Maiden, stuff like that. Those guys, I mean, because Camelot group, I think now it's 20 years now I've been in that band, so we kind of started out a little bit more Maidenish, and then we kind of went our own way and we developed our own stuff, and now that's, now the Sault stuff is totally different than what we're doing in that, in Camelot. So, and it's a good stretch. It's a different style of music. It's fresh. Like I said, I love it. It's great melodies, and it's actually, radio play friendly and
very friendly.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It really is.
So I mean,
it's got amazing clean production, and whoever produced the album knows what they're doing because the production.
But it is radio play friendly, but it doesn't sound cookie cutter though either.
No. It's definitely a rock station type of alternative station kind of stuff. But you're right. The timing of them are right too. They're right around 4 minutes each, and that's what about the average of them. And that's the way it should be. In the old days, it used to be bands forgot how to end songs. Now it's like, okay, we know we got to end here. We're not dealing with Deep Purple anymore. We're not dealing with those bands that forgot how to end a song. It's the guys today. They know. and you could drag Guilty on for another minute and a half and do another chorus.
But
on
I
it.
tell you what, that wouldn't work because the youth of today, and when I mean youth, I mean even in the 20s and stuff, it has a short attention span. If that shit's too long, they're turning that. I mean, you bored them now, So you got to have it in a realistic time because that's what society wants now. We're fast paced. Where in the 70s and 60s, you just smoked a doobie and listened to the music. I mean, it was
Inagata Davida for
Inagata Davida, right? I remember those days. Well, I remember about those days. I don't remember those days exactly. I couldn't retrace time on those. And so you guys are on, you guys have had your music out for a while at Camelot. Where can folks pick up some Camelot? And then, of course, I'm going to ask you the same question, Riggs. I know that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Camelot stuff. I mean, obviously, you're going to go to iTunes or you can order online. I'm sure, or any record store. There's a lot of it's all out there and stuff. So, and that's I mean, Camelot.com, all that stuff. But I mean, obviously, I don't know if the Sault stuff is not on iTunes yet. I don't think. Is it, Riggs?
No.
I don't think
no.
So
it's up on our website.
But you know what else, man? It's on 50 stations out there so far.
That's right.
I mean that's that's a good sign right
good.
there. I know a couple of the bands that
There's
we've
a few of our
interviewed.
songs on the website.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can get them on their website, or you can listen to them here at kgfrocks.com. How's that for a shameless plug? Yeah.
No, do it.
Yeah, but we like to support newer bands, and we like to support the bands that come out. I do ask a question each time that I have guests on. You guys are going to go on tour, and who would you like? I'm going to ask you the opposite because I think you're worthy of being the headliner for a show. Okay, who would you guys like to have open for you?
Man.
Any band
go,
in the
Rick.
world.
I'm thinking of mine.
Come on, give me something. What is it, Metallica?
No.
What is
Oh,
it?
man.
Oh,
Could you
Metallica's
picture
a good
Metallica opening for you? I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, let me
Oh,
ask you.
everyone I think
It's
of
not going to happen.
It could
It'd be awesome if it did.
If you guys can put it together and everything comes down, who would you like to open for? How's that sound? Is that easier to answer?
Yeah, that's easier. Because then you don't sound like
that
a
would
dick.
be easier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, because we say Metallica. Metallica's going to open up for us. That's
Iron Maiden. All right.
Iron Maiden. Exactly.
Okay, exactly, right? All right. Well, you guys sound like you're having a lot of fun with this, and we certainly hope that it fucking takes off for you, man. We're gonna do one more song from you, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit longer. And when we come back, we'll get a little more personal.
And you can give us your answer of who you would like to open for when we come back.
And I got to do my shameless plug.
That's right. You got to get where his music can be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll take care of him right after. Let's see, which one am I going to do? Oh, I already did the other three, so I guess I'm going to do this one here. Abinoy, right? Is that how it's pronounced?
Adonai.
Adonai. Okay, let's add an I. Hey, Adonai. This is
Adonai. Adonai is it's a god.
Mr. Host means a comedy to me.
Oh, it's a god. Oh, well, check this out. KGF Rock, nothing but the best. Yeah, KGFRocks.com, and we are back live on the Spreaker. This is a conjugal visit. We've been talking with our good friends, man, from our new good friends from Sault and from Camelot, and also from that damn name of that band,
Arcanium.
Sorry,
we're getting them hooked
man.
on phonics for Christmas.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I shouldn't do that, but now
before you go any farther. Please, when there's four men on the air, don't say conjugal visits. We're back because it sounds like a sausage bar. Okay. You may continue.
Okay, I may continue. Okay, All right, we were talking before the break about who would you like to open for on this tour, on the upcoming tour. Who would be a good band for you to open for, Riggs?
I'd love to open for Alice in Chains.
That'd be cool.
Dude, that's what I was going to say.
Oh.
You totally stole it. Totally stole what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
yeah. I mean,
Camelot,
my
maybe?
favorite bands. No,
Camelot.
Camelot. Yeah,
I can't play twice in one night. It's not in my right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Not twice.
Yeah.
That's because you give it all at once. Now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm
it's-
more of a stand-up comedian. So if I wanted to open up for somebody, I would want to open up for George Carlin. I know he's dead, but I'd still want to open up for him.
Yeah,
George Carlin,
absolutely.
But you
That would be
definitely
my dream gig.
you couldn't follow him. That's for damn sure because he'd tear you apart. No.
Yeah, because I do
yeah.
more of like stupid humor and like sexual humor. I'm not intellectual humor like him. Like my audience would be like your, guys at the, I don't know, the auto garage or something. And he was intellectual comedy. I don't do that, But he knew what was going to go on in the world socially.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't stupid, and that's the same way with music too. Before I go any further, though, I want Riggs to tell us where he can get his music available.
Okay. You can go to our website, which is arcanium.info, and there is a link on the left side of the page. The album's called Lifeline, and it has 36 tracks on it. It has both of our previous album releases on it, and it has never released songs. It has demos. It has remixes. It has everything we've ever recorded on it for $16, and it's a digital download.
That's awesome. You can't beat that. Holy, $16. You can't even
$16 for 36 songs. Stop it.
won't even fill up your gas
That's
tank.
good. Yeah.
But somebody do the math quick. How much per song?
That's great, but not. Yeah.
And you can go. It's on a site where you can listen to the songs before you buy the album too. So
Excellent.
That always makes a big difference. I remember back in the day, I would buy an album because of the album cover. Like when I saw Dio, Holy Diver, I'm like, fuck, that's cool. I didn't even know who Dio was, but at the time, but the album cover looked cool.
I like our album cover.
Yeah, but your album cover's cool, but I think in general, we lost the album cover art world.
The painters.
Yeah. Some Cannibal Corpse has some cool album covers all the
Like
time.
that guy in Xanadu, he painted some mean-ass covers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. that was a tricky thing. Well, what I was getting to before when we were talking about music and society and whatever, do you guys like the music, the metal with the political aspect to it, like Rage Against the Machine, or even Megadeth in some ways are very political? What do you think? Do you think politics should be left, on the streets between people, or do you think music has the right to engage into it?
You go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm
me
a different type of. Yeah, I'm a different type of person. I actually like to leave. I leave out politics and religion and everything, because it can persuade the listener or the person that's listening to this product and going, I don't view what this person's views, so I'm not going to listen to this person anymore. So you can actually lose people by saying, I believe in this, I believe in that, and if you're, for me, I'm better to stay out of it. Most people don't know what, if I believe in God or what I am, and that's fine. I don't care. I mean, if I go to somebody's house and they pray and I do the same thing. Exactly. I'm a very, it's all good. I'm still alive. I'm doing what I've been doing for the last, I won't tell you how many years because I don't make me look old, but yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it. I mean, for me, it is. I mean, and there's people, and I totally get when you got your right to say what you want to say. That's why we're here. It's in living in this amazing country. So
Sure.
I love it when people say their own things, and say what they believe in. But for me, I'm in. Riggs can say something totally different, and I'm cool with it. I will never not love the guy because of what he believes in, and that's maybe we believe in the same thing, but that's the way I believe. It's like what. Political stuff, it's off. For me, it's like, I don't care. Yeah. You know what? I watch it. And I go, okay, it's interesting. It's like interesting to see people how they react to and get mad about somebody else believing in what they believe.
Completely stupid. Something they have no fucking control over.
No, you don't have.
You can't change the world.
But a lot of people get their in the youth, especially back in the 80s and 90s when we didn't have the internet. You got some of your political first taste of political stuff in your teens through your music. Now, was it a good thing? Maybe not. Maybe it did change your mind on what the world should be.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, it's freedom of speech, like you said. It's your opinion not to do it. It's freedom of speech, and which is cool, America. And what do you think, Riggs? What is your view on that?
Well, I think if I heard the question right, I think there's a place for it in music. I don't think there's a place for it in my own.
There definitely is a place.
In Sault, for instance, Sault. You got Rage Against the Machine. They're political. You got Deicide. They're all about Satan. And then they kind of pigeonhole themselves, and they have to stick to that. They can't expand, or they're going to piss people off.
I love Rage, though. The songs are killer.
Too.
I mean, that's the thing. Too. I mean, either way, I can listen to it. I don't really. I mean, I'll listen to a song and sing the wrong words. I don't even know what they're singing, So I'm all about just the melody and stuff, So, but they got some killer songs, dude. I mean,
no, they do, and that's the thing too is you have to be able to whatever. It's just music, man. Okay, if you take it this way, you take it this way. Okay, but you should just listen to it and whatever. It should move you, whatever. But you could have the same musical experience when you're listening to Kiss doing Love Gun, which is just a song about sex, as you could as a song about politics or religion. It's just
absolutely.
I mean, it just all depends on the song.
The
song's
talk
going
about sex all day long. I mean, that's
we can talk sex. We can talk sex. Are either of you? Let me ask you this: are either of you two married?
Absolutely. I'm married for 20 years and March 16th.
Oh, congratulations! That's awesome. That's awesome.
Been 22 together. Yeah, 22 years together, and I love her more. And she's just like everything to me. So
excellent.
She's my rock, man. She's the best thing that ever happened in my life. So,
what
about you, Riggs?
Is she sitting right next to you?
Oh, what?
No, she's downstairs. She was listening to the interview. She's probably not listening anymore, which is fine. She knows everything.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I've never been married. Never.
Never been married.
I'm married. No, I've been. Haven't found the one, I guess. I'm just single.
That's okay, though, man.
Fact,
that's all right.
Been single for like 10 years now.
There's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
all right. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hell no, variety. Some people just, they live for the variety. They have fun, and hey, listen, you got nothing to watch out for but yourself, right? And I feel the same way. I feel the same way about me and my wife. Now that all the kids are grown and gone out of the house, we're empty nesters, man. Ain't nothing like being able to sit around and do my radio show in my boxers, right, Grillo? I mean,
he has. The one week we decided to do like YouTube live and go show us, he fucking decides to do it in his underwear. And forgets he's on, and he gets hot. It was like July. Takes his pants off in front of people,
right in front of you.
I might actually.
Yeah.
I might try that for our stage show.
Just go down to your boxers on a stage show, right? That'll get them going. Fucking
boxer briefs, bro. Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs. Yeah, that's the thing, man.
That's right.
My partner here is turned on by granny panties, just to let you know.
Well, Yeah, but they got to be
Me
on a
too.
cue
If they're
count.
on the floor,
Yeah, if they're
Who's
on the
not?
floor,
Who's
thank
not?
you. Who's
He's not allowed 100 feet around any nursing home.
He's got this vision because they wear the granny panties. They're ugly old women, and they're not. I've seen some pretty hot women wear granny panties. I mean, I'm just saying. So, but anyway.
That's our show, guys. We have no filter. There's no restrictions on this show. We don't give a shit. The FCC, whatever, was fine.
So
Yeah, I was just realizing I could say the F word and I'm fine.
Yeah, fuck
Hey,
yeah.
listen, I'm a Sicilian from New York. If I can't say fuck, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean that's all there is to it. And, they don't arrest us for it anymore. I mean, they used to arrest Ozzy Osbourne for saying "fuck" on stage and profanity and all that shit. But
but
those
how
days
did they
are
understand him?
And then when he sings, it all clears up.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't get it. He sings and it all clears up. You can hear every word he's saying, understand every word.
Not only listen. I seen Ozzy a year or two ago. Not only does he can't talk, right? He can't walk. But as soon as he starts singing, he's like jumping around the stage. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? He just was like stuff over there.
He looks like an
he's
invalid.
possessed.
He is possessed.
By the beast.
Yeah, he
when
is.
he talks like the English Bob Dylan. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know what he said. But then he sings, and it's like, the fucking golden voice comes out,
I can't fucking hear you. I can hear him now, man.
Free Ride actually used to babysit Ozzy back in his youth. No, he had, he's old. And he's spent many years of babysitting celebrity kids. Well, in his mind, at least,
Who, me? I wish. Yeah.
What?
See?
I wish I was a babysitter for some of these rich motherfuckers.
All right, so now here's a big question. Any record label in the world wanted you. Which one would you want?
Oh, there's still record labels out there.
Well, very, but
there's for this type of music. It's got to be the right, record label that's going to push it and already have, bands that are doing something towards this vein of music. So I don't know. I mean, there's a few of them out there. I think there's some the right ones that are looking at it. So
Apple Studios in England.
I'll tell you what.
That would be awesome, man. Yeah.
German records are pretty big on the metal scene, the German record labels. And,
we
have a huge following in Germany. So your music's going to be heard there. So
cool.
That could be cool. So we don't know why we have a big following in Germany. We're like, why? We don't even talk German. Or nothing. So,
rock and roll is the universal language, man. Rock and roll is the universal. I mean,
I have a German drum tech. He's amazing. He can speak English. He's probably not listening. He's sleeping right now. I'm sure. But.
Right. I'm sure. Yeah. Over in Europe, they're totally different on the metal scene than they are here in the United States. If you guys tour over in Europe, you're going to see these huge crowds. And then when you come back to the States, you're in these tiny little venues where they hold 300, 400 people. And it's a huge difference from Europe.
Especially Sweden.
You go to Sweden or you go to Germany, they love heavy metal over there, man. They love that shit. But your style of music is not necessarily solid heavy metal. Your style of music is more in the realm of a groove metal, right? Is that am I describing it right?
I would think that. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't talked to Sean or anybody about what style of music it really is. I mean, other than what we wanted to play or listen to.
It doesn't even need to be a style,
Yeah, really. I mean, that's kind of how new music's brought up. How you create a style. I think and it wasn't even about how we didn't really create. We just all the different influences kind of come in together. I mean, I've played in. I mean, I'm gonna be the bad guy. I played in pop bands and I played in rock bands. I played in country bands. I played in rock. I mean, I'm just a musical whore. I'm a drummer whore. I mean, if somebody calls me and they go, "Hey, I need you to come out and play for $100 tonight. Will you do it? I'm like, yeah. Where's it at? Let's go. You know,
have sticks.
What kind of kid? What kind of kid doing? Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, that's what I do. I played with a country band last night. I did it. It was like country rock thing, but they're doing pretty good, and they got a record out and stuff. You know, I got a last minute call. It was like about an hour before the gig, and say, here, listen to the tracks on the way over, and I did it. You know. I wrote some charts out.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was one of those things, you know, and they paid good money. And I was like, hey, you know, what, you know, somebody didn't show up. They flew in, and, you know, I've been called for Vanilla Ice. I mean, come on, you know, it's like, it's a gig.
That's awesome, man.
But that's the thing. If you can fill in and if you can do this as a living, I mean, it's been 30 years now. I'm going on 30 years as playing as a living. So, it's one of those things I've learned to like actually get through the hard times. These are the great times. I mean, everything's good, and I've got great friends, you know, that are doing it with me. So it's even better. But I'm still, if I don't go out and play, and I'm not touring this year, I won't pick up a pair of drumsticks. And it's kind of sad because I'll get busy making drum heads or whatever. So man, it's like music is for me is like it's in my veins, you know, it has to come out, you know, and I have to play it. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is.
Right.
I do throw double bass in the country stuff though, by the way.
That's awesome. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of that. I mean, like,
more cowbell, man. More cowbell. Free ride, free
great.
bird.
I mean,
free
that's the thing
bird.
that people don't get is music is great. And if you're a musician, just like me as a radio host, whatever, I love rock and roll, but man, I would want to be like Ryan Seacrest or Dick Clark. That's what I would want to be, you know, and I would totally sell the fuck out to get that job, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's like, that's the way it should be. If you're doing something that you like to do, you shouldn't pigeonhole yourself just to playing what you like.
No.
Or, you know, I mean, it's almost like, I hate to say it, in our case it is, it's almost like a job, man, you know, even though you love to do it.
Yep.
You still want to get paid, and you want to eat and whatever, you know.
Right,
So,
absolutely.
You know,
you do it.
Yeah,
you do it.
Do whatever you can. We had people on. We had Lucky Lure on not too long ago from Circle Jerks, and drummer from Circle Jerks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does shows in L.A. all the time. That's just everything. He'll play with R&B bands. He'll play.
He's a fucking maniac, man.
Anything, you know.
That guy there is a fucking maniac. I think he has to fucking weld his drum kit down for every show because he just beats the fuck out of those drums. It's crazy. And you know, back then that music was like, the song was like 1 minute and 10 seconds long. Because that's all they can go.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they can go.
You can beat drums.
Yeah,
they can fix everything between the songs.
I think he was in a club when he did the interview, a phone interview with us, and I think he was already having some fun, you know, when he
he was having a little party by himself.
Yeah. He was, but he's a good guy, and you know, his like I said, he says the same thing where he just played everything punk. He wasn't even into punk when he started playing punk. It was just something to do, and you know, and he was jazz and this and that, whatever, you know. So that's what it was the point I was getting at. So it's kind of cool is a lot of the musicians that we interview on here are like that, is that I think that musicians of today's generation, including you guys and whoever, are more influenced on all decades of rock and music, not just rock, music.
Yeah,
you know?
music,
and it makes for better songwriting, makes for better music playing too. You know, musicianship comes way up. Shit, would you love to be the drummer in Justin Timberlake's band? I mean, come on,
dude. Absolutely. I mean, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine. He's a great guy. Super killer. He actually plays. That guy plays with Justin Timberlake, Madonna, Janet Jackson, and Christina Aguilera. So he plays in 4 major bands. Crazy, and everybody else, whoever calls him. So I mean, it's amazing.
You got to have talent for that.
And you know, you'll agree with me on this. Pop music drumming sometimes is harder than rock and roll and metal drumming.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got rocking to him. He's a rocker too. I mean, he's a player. I mean, he can play anything. So, I mean, I could call if I needed him needed him on a Sault gig, I could call him up and say, here's the songs, dude. Learn them. Fly in tomorrow. He'd be there. He'd kill it. You know,
That's
he would
cool.
kill
So
it.
it's kind of like Glenn Sobel's that kind of guy. You know.
Yeah, Glenn's great. Yeah, Glenn's a good guy. Good
Glenn,
friend.
Glenn could fill in everything. I saw Motley Crue come to Buffalo. He was announced when they opened up. Tommy Lee, Carpal Tunnel, didn't play the Buffalo show. Glenn Sobel did it, and I think he did it better than Tommy Lee.
Yeah, don't say that too loud.
Yeah, there was
You don't want to piss Tommy Lee off, man.
Oh,
No,
he come on, just like Crybaby, fat ass Axl Rose can come on too. Then I'll stop picking on him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to see Axl do that gig though. Sorry, Brian's a friend of mine, so it's hard to see Axl actually sing the AC/DC song. But that's just me. Everybody loves it, but that's good. And that's a whole different story.
No, not everybody does not love that.
Good.
I
mean, that's a whole different story. I don't even think it's out yet, but it's one of those things.
It is. He's
Brian's a great guy, man, and I mean he.
And I think he's more of the voice of AC/DC than Bon Scott. I think Brian Johnson is AC/DC. He had growling sound. Let's face it, the guitar was all the same on every fucking song.
Yeah.
You know, so why not?
Almost like the Kinks.
Right.
You know, every Kinks song sounds the same. You know, it's just thrash. And Riggs is over there being real quiet, man.
Yeah, I know. What's up? Do you fall asleep? Are we bored?
Hey, I'm enjoying your guys' conversation.
Hey, you're
I hope we're
busting
not
his
boring
cherry.
you,
This
man.
is his first interview right now. So
this is your first interview, man?
Oh, we got to hit him with some questions. Hey, what was the last?
I'll sing for AC/DC.
Yeah, you'll
What's
sing
your
for
title?
I like you better singing for AC/DC.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, your voice is fucking original, man.
I would pull for you before I pull for
Axl Rose is a pig.
Hey, that's awesome.
AC/DC should have went and asked the singer for Jackal to go sing.
Yeah, that would have worked. Yeah.
I think that would have been better than Axl Rose because Axl Rose.
What about the Crocus guy?
Oh yeah, the Crocus. Yeah, he definitely he could.
He was up for the job. He was up for the job the same time Brian Johnson was, but Brian got it, which he should have. He should have.
Dean Martin would do better than Axl Rose. I'm sorry, but you can bring him back in, and he could do better than Axl Rose. Ricky Ricardo, you know.
Well, why not? Pat Boone recorded a heavy
Amigo.
metal album. But yeah, definitely. I think it's really shitty of Angus Young to do that to Brian Johnson after.
Yeah. I don't know what's out there. What story's been told.
Yeah, what's the true story?
Yeah.
I think it was a mutual agreement. They had to finish the tour, and they were in the middle of a tour. They had to finish the tour, and Axl Rose probably stepped in and said, "I'll do it." And they said,
but
"Okay."
the new reports coming out now that I've been hearing. New reports are that they were going to record an album with him and vocals. Now, I have never gotten any confirmation from anybody yet, but the sources that I'm hearing it from.
I don't know. I know nothing.
No, I'm not putting.
I know nothing.
On that. I'm not even putting you on that spot. I'm just saying that's my sources. That's what they're talking about. But there's nothing that's been. Nobody with the media now being everybody calling fake news. Everybody's afraid to confirm everything. I'm having a hard time finding confirmed stories of anything in the rock news right now.
Yeah. Well, Brian had some issues with his ears. He had some serious, ringing and stuff going on. Went to a doctor. You need to take a break right in the middle of a tour, which is the wrong thing to say to a band that's touring and making like millions of dollars. So you can't do it. And there's so many people in it. It's not even the band. It's management and it's other people that are involved.
Just think about this for a second, guys. Think about this for just a second. Those shows stayed sold out. Those last remaining shows that he did with them, the Axl Rose did. Actually, the people went to see the show.
Because it's Axl Rose, and they wanted to see. Okay, it's Axl Rose. It's not Joe Public. It's not the dude off the street. It's Axl Rose. So let me go see it at least. Whatever. I was pissed because when they came to Buffalo, it was going to be Brian Johnson, then it was Axl Rose, and I'm glad I didn't go. But I am going to see Guns N' Roses. But the fact of it is, I love Guns N' Roses. I don't like Axl Rose.
Yeah.
And I think that like Slash, the songwriter and the band itself, I love, but I hate him as a after.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brian Johnson, whatever. I would wait for him if I was.
Brian's great,
but,
dude. I'm going to tell you right now, Brian's a great guy. He's super funny. He's a comedian. He wants to be a comedian. I mean, he is a comedian. Like
really?
Jim Brewer and him are really good friends, and they're unbelievable. It's so funny. I mean, he's such a funny guy. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't. He might do some stand up here one day. You never know. He races cars, so I mean, he can do pretty much anything.
And I'm sure he's pretty set on cash. He's not poor by any means.
Yeah, he's fine.
So I mean, feel sorry for him in that aspect, but just feel like, he got robbed. The world got robbed of, a
he'll
great
be back.
singer.
They'll put tubes in his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back. I think he'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be an issue
fine.
forever, and I think he's going to be fine. And I think AC/DC just, he had to do something. They had to do something. They're in the middle of a tour. They had to finish it, so they had to find a singer, and they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Hey, that's there's one band that I've always given credit to, and that's Def Leppard. All right, dude loses his arm. They wait till this dude is healthy enough to go back on the road.
Yep.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Then their guitar player becomes a drug addict, and they take him to rehab and wait till he's okay before they continue again. Wow, that doesn't happen often.
No, most guys just replace the guy, just move along, and you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
But they knew that together they were better, so they kept it that way.
Those are different times too, though.
Sure,
man.
sure.
That was before.
There's
that
bands
was
out there
before YouTube and people.
Right.
If you're an overnight sensation, it's going to be only 5 minutes, and you run that ride and you go for it.
Yeah, nobody's waiting for you anymore.
No, exactly.
And it's hard.
You got to keep hitting it.
I mean, this Sault thing is an example of what today's music's all about. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There are there are those staple bands like Metallica and stuff. Well, even they've replaced members, and a lot of the bands out there replace members. But you're an example where you take you get a nucleus, and then you bring guys in from different bands. They play with you, do the album. Oh, okay, if the album does okay, then they go on tour with it. Okay, if not, you can always go back to Camelot, and you can always go back to another band or do this or do whatever you're going to do, or make drum heads as far as that goes. And there's always something there. Okay, it didn't used to be that way. Either you were in the band or you weren't in the band, and a lot of bands broke up. A lot of bands broke up completely because they lost one member. And then there's other bands that have got 35, 40 members over the years. Wishbone Ash has got 27 different people that played in Wishbone Ash. I mean, that's fascinating.
Yes.
I'd have a hard time remembering everybody's name.
Oh, sure. That's why I always gave credit to Led Zeppelin. When John Bonham died, they knew they couldn't replicate that sound anymore. They gave it up.
It was that feel too. I mean, there's only one of that. Yeah,
sure. And his son did a great job on the O2.
Oh, he's great.
But he's not John Bonham.
No, he's not by any
John
means.
Bonham.
But he plays differently. He doesn't play as
He hadn't done the drugs. I mean, that's the
right.
That's right. That's right.
Do you remember Bonham in the '80s? The band Bonham.
Oh yeah.
They were just.
I wasn't born in the '80s, but
they were like a total Led Zeppelin ripoff band.
Yeah.
I mean, their lead singer sounded. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, Major. Yeah.
It was like crazy. That's like. I remember one time Jacob Dylan from the Wallflowers saying, "I don't want to be, get famous because of my dad." Then why did you use Dylan? Why didn't you use Zimmerman? That's your real name,
Exactly.
Don't be a liar, But
he realized that if you go anywhere in the world, you got to if there's a name behind you, you've got something to start with anyway. So
I would definitely totally whore off my dad's success if he was. I wouldn't care.
Look at the people who have. I mean, pretty soon you're going to start to see guys doing music and stuff from the sons of the guys from Metallica and the guys from all these other bands, and their sons are going to come into their own, and it's going to be we'll be listening to it, and we'll be old people with no teeth and sitting down listening to it, going, "Who are these people? I've never heard these guys before,"
Yeah,
You know what the funny?
That's
It
the
sounds
funniest-
like Metallica.
It sounds like
You know what the
Metallica.
funniest thing is I've ever heard, and this is true, that James Hetfield's eldest son, his favorite band is Megadeth.
Wow, that's cool.
It's like, the
Interesting.
history of Megadeth and Metallica, that he would choose Megadeth to be his favorite band, and I said, that's cool, but his dad actually just let him be who he wants to be. That's awesome.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. The problems that they had with him, whatever. No, that's what you like. That's what you liked. And that's what I do with my kids, even though they like shit music, but, I let them listen to it at least.
Yeah, my kid will pull up.
I'm curious to know what Casey's favorite band is.
Me? No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I don't
Come on,
know.
Casey.
I listen to talk radio. Hey. Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Who's your
No.
Who's your
Not
favorite
gonna-
band?
I don't even know. I don't have a favorite band.
Okay.
He's got too many. He's got
Right
too many friends that might get mad.
No, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't say. I mean, if it's like saying who's your favorite drummer now. I can't.
Yeah.
So I have so many friends that are
Well,
in the
yeah.
business because
That's why
I
we
do work
phrase it-
for them or something.
That's
Yeah.
why we phrase it differently. We phrase it that who were your influences when you were growing
Oh,
up?
that's
exactly.
how you do it.
Yeah. You
But
gotta,
no,
you
just
gotta,
asked me.
you
No,
gotta
it's
have
Riggs
finesse.
asked me.
You
I'll tell you later, Riggs.
Who's
All
your
right.
favorite? What, the Sex Pistols or what?
No, dude, I don't. That's the thing. I don't even. I don't listen. It's weird, man. I really dig parts of music. Like I can listen to a song and go, wow, this vocal line or this part, this drum part. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like all kinds of stuff. But as a genre of music, there's nothing that I really, because I even play with a guy that plays flamenco stuff. He's like a Latinish,
Okay,
and
that's cool.
he's hard to play with because I've never heard any of the music. He's got records out and stuff. He's got a couple of Junos, and he's from Canada and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he's pretty big. I mean, he's like kind of one of those famous. I mean, I'll play with him and it'll be 1,500
It's
people.
not Esteban, is it?
No. His name's Pablo. But yeah, so we'll, like learning that stuff was like, and we had one rehearsal. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it's totally crazy. Songs I've never heard before, like nothing, so I didn't, and there's no vocals in it. It's all guitar. And this guy's a monster.
There's a big thing coming with that, man. There's a lot of guys are just doing solo shit, and they're not singing. They're just non-vocal. Yeah. No offense to you, Riggs. I mean, no offense to you, but there's a lot of instrumental bands out there now where all they do is play music.
I always thought that I would be bored to death by going to see just an instrumental show, and then I went to see Steve Vai, and that all changed. I was like, man, I had like goosebumps and everything. I was like, holy shit. It was like,
have you heard of this kid, Angel Vivaldi? Have you ever heard of this guy? You guys ever play any of that stuff?
No, I'm gonna
really
look
amazing.
it up,
There's Angel Vivaldi, and there's one song he's got. I can't remember the name of it. It's Alien something, but ridiculous. Like the video, he's in a freezer or something, and like it's amazing. He's really. I heard him on like Pandora or something a couple of years ago, and I was like, wow, this guy. And I actually wanted to do some. We wanted to do a project. I wanted to do a project with this guy because he's crazy. It reminded me of all the old Tony McAlpine stuff. If you know who Tony McAlpine is, because
I do, because he also became Steve Vai's keyboard player, if you can believe that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he's a badass playing keyboards too.
Killer.
A monster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he plays everything. The guy's ridiculous. So, but I mean, this guy, this kid, Angel Vivaldi's amazing. I mean, just check him out. It's really melodic, but it's still metal. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, there you go. That's my favorite band. There you go. That's
all right. There you go.
Hey, congratulations! Yeah.
The drums are crazy.
This is better than 2020.
All right.
You just had to hash that out.
Nobody knows who he is. I mean, you guys don't know him, but there's a lot of guys that know him. He's getting big right now. So.
Well, that's how we roll here. We ask the question, and then we do the Vulcan mind.
It'll come out
and get it out.
We get it out of you.
I did an interview one time. I got an interview one time, and the question was, "Who's your favorite radio host?" And I said, "Me." and they're like, "Well, that's a little ego." And I'm like, "Well, no, it's not, because I said I have influences, but my favorite is me. Because that's. I mean, I'm not being ego, but it's like I want to be the best. So if I don't think I'm the best, then why should I try to be the best? It doesn't make any sense. Right. Yeah. Now, if you ask me,
if you don't believe in yourself, then what the hell are you doing?
Right, exactly.
We're not necessarily talking about who your favorite band is. It's more like who do you really enjoy listening to, and that's why I asked the question. Who did you grow up with? Did you have any musical background in your family at all?
Who, me or Riggs?
Either one.
Go ahead, Riggs. You haven't talked in 5 minutes.
To be honest, no. I had zero musical influence in my family.
In your family, okay.
Yep. In fact, like my mom had a box of records in the basement that I would always listen to.
Alice's Restaurant.
And my dad never understood my passion for music. To him, it's just background stuff. Music. He loves Johnny Cash.
Oh, he liked Johnny Cash.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Can you sing Johnny Cash? Can you sing Johnny Cash?
I've never tried, but I imagine I could do some Johnny Cash.
Yeah, or some
Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash has got some good stuff. We even got a Johnny Cash song in our list. I think "Hurt" is. I don't give a shit what you. I don't give a shit what you label that song, rock, country, whatever. It's a good song, and it deserves to be played. It's even Trent Reznor says he won't play it anymore because it's not his song anymore.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great nod, and I think sometimes covers are awesome. Where covers can be amazing.
I was going to ask, what do you guys think of the cover from what's the name of that?
Disturbed.
Disturbed, yeah. That cover that they just did.
Sounds of Silence.
That was killer. I think it was good. I mean, it's a ballad, so I mean, but it's killer. It's killer. I dig that band. I mean, Disturbed. I mean, the drummer's a really nice guy and amazing players. I mean, they're great. Their music's still kicking it. I mean, you still hear it on the radio today.
Every day.
To strive for that, those guys are doing it, man. They're sticking around, and that's cool.
I just wish they would stop playing the same songs off the album and play some of the deeper cuts that are on that, because the fucking deeper cuts on both of those albums are just fucking killer.
I agree. I totally agree.
If you go deeper than the songs that are played every day on the radio, that's what I enjoy doing. But
listen, regular rock radio don't play rock. They don't play Iron Maiden. They don't play any bands that they'll play Metallica now because they're acceptable, but they won't play anything from.
When you get up
pretty
at the
much
Oscars,
after Black Album and forward, they won't play anything
with Lady Gaga. You do a song with Lady fucking Gaga, I'm upset. I really am. I'm fucking upset, and there's no.
But listen,
no, you can't explain it.
I like Gaga too.
Yeah, and she sang with Tony Bennett, so she's not just some.
She can do anything. She does everything.
But you check out Lady Gaga on the internet, YouTube. Her on a piano, and she's really talented. And it's really awesome.
She's super talented.
All right. These guys are defending it. Okay, that's cool. I just thought.
I think Metallica's biggest mistake, worse than playing with Lady Gaga, would be them playing with Lou Reed. That was the biggest pile of shit I ever heard in my life.
I don't even know. Have I seen it? I don't even know if I've seen
it. I don't think I've ever heard it, but
don't. If you see it come up on Spotify or Pandora, skip it. It sucks. Yeah. Or the drum sound and saying Anger. What the?
Oh yeah, no. I totally agree.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. But.
The album's actually great. The songs are actually great songs. But
how do you go from like the best drum sound ever in the world to something that sounds like you got a baseball bat? It's awful. Hit a garbage can or something.
It was. I felt bad because I so wanted to like that album, But,
Yeah.
But their new album kicks ass. So Metallica, James
No, it's
Hetfield,
great.
come
They're
on.
killing it.
It's great. I can't believe though, and I'm happy they did that. Megadeth won the Grammy or the Grammy this year for best.
I'm a little bit mad at Korn didn't get it. I mean, Korn's my guys. Yeah. Korn's my buddy.
Korn's great too, but Megadeth, man, they haven't got any credit ever, man, ever.
Yeah.
And I was happy for them. And I don't know if you listen to Dystopia, it's a really good album. Oh,
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it's great.
As a drummer, come on, Nick Menza, come on, back in the day.
Yeah.
He was
I love Nick, man.
Oh, he was
Nick's killing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
It definitely. And vocally, Dave Mustaine's never been good. You know that, Riggs. But I mean, he's solid. And
he's got a different sound though. He does something that nobody else has. I mean,
no, it's true.
You know who it is.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else could be the singer in Megadeth because he's too controlled. You know what I mean? And he's like, you don't want to play this, Marty Friedman? Go. I don't need you. I'll get Al Petrelli. Fuck you. I mean, that's and good for him. He never. I mean, hey, if I get left in the city and my band fucking leaves me, fuck you. I'm gonna.
There's a lot of other players around.
Yeah. I could fill the void, man. No problem. No problem. I could fill the void.
I bet he wished he had Metallica money, but
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
He's doing just fine. That's for sure.
I'm sure he's doing better than most. And he's that's the bands you should open up for. You guys should go on tour and open up for the Big Four.
That'd be great. That'd be fun.
You know how many people?
I opened up for Megadeth and Arcadian.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, the Endgame tour.
Oh, I've seen everyone. I mean, I first time I saw them was it was called Clash of the Titans. I think it was them, Suicidal Tendencies, and Anthrax. And
that'd be great.
Yeah, it was. And it was like early '90s. And
what he could remember of it.
Oh, I'm sure. It was July in New York, and it was probably snowing that day. I mean, I don't know, but it was. Those were the days, man. That's when we worked for a radio station. Like Metallica and Guns N' Roses came here. We got in for free, got backstage, this, that. You don't get that shit no more.
No.
There's no.
Don't ask for tickets. We're not Ticketmaster. That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
We don't even ask for tickets. We're not Ticketmaster. We're like, okay, never mind.
I love it. You'll do an interview with a band, and then about 6 months later, they'll come into town to do a show, and you say, "Hey, man, how about some tickets?" Todd, who? Free ride, who?
Exactly.
Exactly. We got invited to 2 grand openings of Kiss restaurants. That Kiss was there, and we weren't allowed to ask questions. They could just we could get a picture with them. That's it.
Rock
and
Brews. I got to ask Gene a couple of questions.
And, you did.
Yeah, I got a chance to ask him, and he was really cordial. He loved up my wife, man. Put a big old bear hug on her and shit. Oh yeah, he loves women, man. He loves women.
My wife too.
I'm telling you, man, he loves every wife. I don't think he's worse than fucking. He's worse than Panama Red. When Gene's in town, look out, look the fuck out.
He was a funny guy when I first met Gene. Funny story. He walks up to us, and Eric Singer introduced us, me and my wife, to Gene. He said, "Hey, this is Casey," and he makes our drum heads, whatever. And he goes, nice to meet you. He goes, "Hey, I want to tell your wife something." And he looks at my wife. He goes, "You're the most beautiful thing I've seen in a long time. Absolutely beautiful." And he's looking at her, and he's like, just like right in the eyes. I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" I'm thinking, "Oh shit, what am I doing here?" And Gene's like, he's looking at her, and he's like, "You're the most beautiful thing, and there's only one problem, and I really like your husband." And he turns and looks at me. He's like, grabs my hand. I'm like, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh, he's a card, man. He's a card.
Yeah, he
told me, he said, he looked at me, he says, he had his arm around my wife, and I was taking a picture of them two together, and he's holding my wife. He goes, he says, "It's a good thing I'm gay, because I'd be all over you." And then he looked at me, he says, "You married up." And I said, "I know I married up." And he just laughed, and it was a great conversation. conversation. He was really really cool. But
he breaks the ice. That's the
Paul,
fun
yeah, he
thing.
does. He does. Paul Stanley was kind of standoffish, but he's real shy. He's real shy. I got a picture with him.
I'd love to meet those guys someday.
Oh,
Yeah.
I met him, and Paul Stanley actually he is standoffish, but Paul Stanley is actually kind of a cool guy too. I took at this time I was in my early 20s, and my brother was like 10, so he loved Kiss. So I took him into this meet and greet and everything. Well, I just bought their new Kiss Alive 3 CD, so I had him sign my CD. So I give my brother the bag from the friggin' CD store, and Paul Stanley says, "What's this?" And he's like, "Can you sign?" He goes, "No." He turns around, the kids have a Kiss poster, and has them all sign the Kiss poster. I'm like, man, I fucking lost out on that deal, being a jackass, you know. So he was really kind of cool with it, and you know, it's not that maybe he's standoffish. I mean, he's been doing it since 1974. Maybe he's just fucking tired of talking. You know?
Yeah, he's just, he's probably so many people go up to him and like freak out on him. I mean, I'm sure there's
and how many times can you tell the story, right? How many times can you tell the story, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's like, hey, you know, well, I'm just another. He's just another guy, you know. He's just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But everybody knows who he is, so that's the problem.
I would ask him one question only on air, just one question. I never ask him another question. I would say, how come the older you get, the more like younger Cher you look?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
dude, the guy looks. He's working out too. I mean, it's amazing. He's got like a baby, or I don't know how. Maybe the kid's 2 years old now, but he's in shape. You know,
he's definitely in shape.
Yeah, he looks great.
He does, and I know I've seen them. I can't tell you how many times. There's a lot of times, but I'm one of those idiots that is just devastated because Ace Frehley's not in the band. You know, because that's my.
Tommy's doing a great job, though.
Tommy's awesome. Tommy's actually better than Ace Frehley. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Technically, I listen to Tommy in Black and Blue. I love Tommy.
Yeah.
You know,
huge into Black and Blue.
Oh, he was scorched in that JB St. James, and they were great together. That band should have been more famous than they were. But I think that the thing with Tommy and Eric now is they're playing the role. I want them to be them. You know what I mean? You could wear Ace Frehley's makeup, but stop doing his shit. Do your thing. And I know that's not his fault. I know it's not. Well,
you got to think. You know, Eric's been in a band for over 20 years now.
Yeah, Revenge is my favorite.
He's been in it longer than anybody else.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so he's actually for me. I mean, and I'll stand up for Eric every day. He's like the greatest guy. He's really put, you know, my company that, you know, I deal with. He's really helped it out in a way. You know, he's, you know, the first thing I ever very first thing I ever talked to those guys, and they were like, hey, we want to do this drum head. And it was like a corn head that I did. It was a reflector head or something.
Oh, cool.
I said, hey, but you guys are Kiss. You guys do a lot of LEDs and lights. And he's like, yeah. And I go, what's your budget? And it's like, we're Kiss. There is no budget. I'm like, holy shit. You know, that's what you want to hear. So then I made an LED drum head. An LED drum head that just blew. I mean, I made a bunch of new ones for them here recently for their new tour. So those guys have really made my company go. I probably would have already been done if I hadn't got other orders. And I tell you what,
Eric Singer is the drummer of one of my favorite bands ever, and that's Badlands. Even though
Badlands, of course,
2 albums, fucking love that band. So I don't think of him as Eric Singer, the guy in Kiss. I think of that's the dude from Badlands, you know, and that's how I look at him. But definitely an awesome individual. I agree with you.
Yeah, really good person too. I mean, like he's not a rock star. He's a person, and. You know,
he's a little hyper at times. He's a little hyper at times. Like he's.
Well, so are you guys. I mean, you guys are the real deal, man. You guys are the real deal, and we've had a great conversation. We ate up the whole time. You did an hour and a half, and that's amazing. We never go that long, and what a great fucking conversation, man.
Excellent.
Thank you guys.
Outstanding, man. I had a lot of fun. I didn't want it to end. But we got like
Me
we got
neither,
like
but
2
I gotta
minutes
pee,
left.
so.
Well, somebody else has got. Yeah, somebody's got to pee.
Yeah, I got to take a piss.
I've got the pins on. I was like set up for this.
Oh, you're all set up. All right.
I've got a turtle head. So.
There you go.
Oh yeah, nice. Nice.
But I fairy dog it.
Yeah. All right, he's got a wrinkle neck coming on. All right. Well, listen, we're just gonna go. We're gonna take you guys all the way to the end, okay? And y'all can say goodbye with us next week on the Conjugal Visit. We are doing a great show. It's going to be fucking awesome. We invite the guys from Love the Hate. They're a Southern Alabama heavy metal band, and they are out of Alabama, and they're really great guys. Can't wait to get them on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you want to listen in, and we've got 2 of their new releases, along with an acoustic version of their song "Addict." Addict, rather. My bad.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
Yeah.
You're a dick. We're all dicks. So, I'm an ass. But anyways, and stay tuned to all of our shows on KGFRock.com, from Rob Boyer to Diamond to our good friend Wild Bill Hill, and also Zookeeper Bob, and then my show on Sunday mornings, the Classic Rock Show, on Sunday morning for the free brunch program. Next week we start with 1968, so I look forward to doing that for you. But hey, it's been a lot of fun, fellas. Thanks for coming on the show tonight, man. Really do appreciate you. And we're going to get together real soon. Oh, by the way, I need you guys to do me one favor. Each of you send songs from your other bands to me, like Camelot and your band Two Rigs.
that you can't pronounce.
That I can't pronounce. But send it to me anyways, because I'm going to put it in our rotation. And we'll be happy to do that for you guys, okay? We dig it,
just
man.
to let you guys know too, any song that's played on our station we pay royalties. So if you're registered, you will get royalties for it. So.
Well, I just want to say thanks for thumping our music, because we're really proud of it.
No problem.
It's awesome.
And you
Thank you.
well should be. Yeah, well, that's all the time we've got, folks. Say goodbye, guys. Everybody say goodbye. See ya.
See you,
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Hasta la vista, baby.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.